Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Pumptober is coming. This coming from Stock Money Lizards. Guys, we are still in the 4-year cycle. And I mean, if history serves as any indicator, October is usually the time when we see cryptos pumping. Unfortunately for us, we're still at the beginning of September. It's only September the 7th today, if you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. But hopefully we are in for a big surprise very, very soon. This is the Bitcoin chart here on the 3-day that Stock Money Lizards did post. Let's bring it up. Here's the Bitcoin chart, guys. And, as we are seeing this reversal pattern, we are starting to formulate what is looking like new higher lows here on the chart. Maybe if I throw that on the 4-hour, you guys can see that a little better there. The 4-hour shows double bottom here for Bitcoin. And this was just within the last few days here. So double bottom for Bitcoin. We did push up. We did make a new high. Low came down, came in higher than these candlesticks that did wick down below that level. And now, guys, we are actually making a higher high. So higher highs, higher lows for Bitcoin. But it is still a grind. Of course, $124,000 is that high that we have to break. And, there's still a lot of work to do, but this could happen very fast. In the past, what we've seen for Bitcoin dominance, and why I bring this up is because this is generally the indicator that suggests the crypto rally has completed. After Bitcoin does pump to new highs, what happens is money rolls into altcoins, and then we see the dominance drop. And we saw that back in 2018, early 2018, and of course back in 2021 when we did see altcoins take over and we did see altcoins make new all-time highs. Bitcoin topped out at 65% in this rally, and now it is sitting just actually a smidge over where it was the other day. Still in and around 58% though. But the good news, guys, I know this seems, this could seem like, this is a big gap to fill, but generally what happens is this kind of thing can happen very fast. So this is the weekly chart, and let's just take a look at where Bitcoin was back in 2021. So technically we are at 58%, so we are just in and around here. And if we are to just look, again, this is the weekly chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before we can get back down to 41% theoretically. I mean, it has happened that fast in the past. Let's take a look here, how long that has taken. So that is 58%. So 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So between 4 to 6 weeks is not unheard of for Bitcoin to just plummet into those levels and for altcoins to soar. We have to be prepared. And for more information on how I'm preparing myself for this altcoin rally, follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month if you guys subscribe and stay subscribed. We want to get on the same side of this trade, right? We do not want to FOMO in at the last minute. I know there's the, the inclination if you're a newbie to decide, oh my goodness, the market is pumping and I'm going to invest money now. No, wrong way. The key is picking the top. Where is the top of the market? And so that's what I'm focused on. I want to identify the top. And so if you guys want to hear some more of my insight there, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. The good news is that we're not seeing a lot of volatility right now, which means markets are moving sideways and, basically, markets are poised for another push. So 41 in neutral, it seems like we've been there forever. We haven't really seen altcoin season make any kind of big moves either. And market cap has just been fluctuating by a little bit. Single digits right now, the crypto space still very, very quiet. And it's only going to be, certain indicators that are going to help us gauge where the market's going and when that shift has occurred. Ali Charts posted this. In bear markets, Bitcoin downtrends start when price falls below the short-term hodler realized price and usually reverses under the long-term hodler realized price. So right now, short-term hodler, so the STH is at 109,400 and the LTH is about 36,700. So that's another interesting metric. If we are to assume that the downtrend will occur if we do hit 109, that's kind of scary. We're very, very close to 109. Here, let's just bring that up right now. And let's just throw that on the hourly. As you guys can see, we have dipped down to about 109, actually right in and around there. And I'm guessing these metrics do shift every so often. 109.4, this is 109.347, give or take. But we are now currently up above that, Bitcoin trading in around 110.8. So he says downtrend starts at that point, and then the reversal for another bull market starts at about 36,700. So that's another interesting metric here, which I'm going to just take a look at briefly. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but just to get an idea of where 36,000 is for one Bitcoin. 36, what did he say? 36.7 would bring us just up a smidge here, 36.7 give or take. So that is the level maybe that we could expect, the bear market to start at in the coming months. I don't know, weeks, months, who knows? That's a 66% decline from today's price. Even if we go up a little higher than that, that would be a 70% decline. I mean, I guess it just depends on how high this market is going to go and how high Bitcoin's going to go. So another good metric here to pay attention to. Wanted to thank Ali Charts and wanted to thank Stock Money Lizards for posting that. You guys have probably been also hearing the rumors that Coinbase was dumping XRP. What actually happened here? So here's a take from another analyst. Coin Bureau just put Ripple's community on fire after reporting that Coinbase has slashed its XRP holdings from 780 million tokens down to 199 million only. That is a 69% reduction in just a few weeks. So people were wondering, is this a dump? Is this sounds like a classic dump narrative? Does Coinbase have bad blood with XRP and Ripple? Well, in the past they have. I feel like that has changed over the last several years. I think since the lawsuit, Coinbase has decided to smarten up and to take sides with Ripple. So this is the classic dump narrative, but guys, should we be worried? XRP community voices were quick to push back. Popular XRP supporter Crypto Sensei did explain that falling reserves on exchanges rarely means the exchange itself is selling. Instead, it's usually a sign that investors, often large institutions, so let me read that again, investors, often large institutions, are buying tokens and moving them off the exchange into cold storage or custodial solutions. These could be over-the-counter trades. We just don't know. It means people and institutions are buying XRP and moving it off the exchange into custody, reducing the tradable supply. So guys, if there is a shrinking supply, this means that the price for a period of time is going to pump higher. If there's just not enough cryptocurrency to go around, it lowers the amount of XRP available for the immediate sale, which reduces selling pressure. If demand picks up, though, that dynamic can trigger price appreciation, and that's kind of what we're hoping here for XRP as we do see that eventual pump to the upside. So guys, here's the XRP chart. Again, the XRP chart, not really anything to write home about right now. We're still formulating that bullish pennant pattern and just kind of consolidating in this zone here. We're just waiting for that breakout to the upside, and hopefully we can get up above this new all-time high with conviction. That is, of course, $3.66, and currently one XRP is going for about $2.80 as of the time of this recording. Coinbase and other big exchanges are going to play a big role, though, in how XRP and other cryptocurrencies are going to perform. Remember, in the last bull run, Coinbase delisted XRP. So we just, we did not have that the same type of push, the same type of liquidity in the last bull run to get XRP up to new highs. Of course, XRP in this bull run has already reached new all-time highs. So there you go. We probably also shouldn't be worried because we are seeing major advancements in the Senate. U.S. Senate advances crypto market bill with tokenized assets amendment. This courtesy of Michael Branch. And so here is what we know. That's the date. The U.S. Senate revisited its comprehensive crypto market structure legislation on Friday, adding language to ensure tokenized stocks and securities maintain their regulatory classification when moved to blockchain platforms. The amendment addresses concerns that digitized traditional assets could fall into regulatory gray areas between securities and commodities oversight. The Responsible Financial Innovation Act of 2025 aims to divide digital asset supervision between the Security and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So that was the other thing that I wanted to mention here that Eleanor Turret did point out. But before we get into that, here's a quote from Senator Cynthia Lummis. We want this on the president's desk before the end of the year. And I know they were aiming for, I think she was saying they were aiming for September. Now we're already in September. Now it's looking like it is before Thanksgiving 2025. Though legislation has yet to secure Democratic support, she noted ongoing bipartisan negotiations to pair lawmakers from both parties on specific provisions within the bill. The push for regulatory clarity, though, comes as the industry pressures mount. Last month, 112 crypto companies, including Coinbase, Kraken, and Ripple, urged senators to protect software developers and non-custodial service providers from being misclassified as financial intermediaries. So that is the latest there. And just in terms of the SEC and the CFTC joining forces, they're ramping up coordination to support crypto, DeFi, prediction markets, perpetual contracts, and portfolio margining. This courtesy of Eleanor Turret. As the markets for securities and non-securities increasingly converge, we are excited to embark on a new beginning for coordination between U.S. market regulators The work of the SEC and the CFTC has never been more intertwined, and the wave of innovation before us never more dependent on the depth of our cooperation. So just a bit of an intro here. Harmonizing between U.S. market regulators is essential, so that's important. Today we build on our division's joint statement on facilitating trading of certain spot crypto asset products and highlight the innovations that greater harmonization of the SEC and CFTC regulatory frameworks can unleash. So they are working together to bring this to bring some kind of a framework so that they can identify which jurisdiction they are both responsible for. Today, they say we are announcing a joint SEC-CFTC roundtable on regulatory harmonization, which will be held on September the 29th, 2025. So in a few weeks, as detailed by the President's Working Group on Digital Assets Market Report. And they have a link there. And I will link this in the description if you guys want to click on this link. On strengthening America's leadership in digital financial technology, we are committed to using our existing authorities to establish fit-for-purpose regulations for innovative products and trading platforms. So really wanting to drill down and make sure that cryptocurrencies are fully regulated. They just want to be on par with the rest of the world. I mean, so many other countries have already done this. So, they're looking at 24/7 markets, event contracts, perpetual contracts, portfolio margining. Don't forget tokenization. I mean, trading cryptocurrencies is one thing, but then there's the whole other part of it of using crypto in a meaningful capacity for a financial system. Of course, again, that is where the real world utility kicks in. And that is, still what we're eyeing here over on the charts. I mean, if we do see real world utility, we could in fact see these cryptos soar even higher than what we're expecting in a spec market. And this is why I have the Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, again, link is on the screen, patreon.com/workingmoney channel if you want to follow me and my trading journey for this particular bull run. They're looking at all this stuff. So portfolio margining, as I mentioned, innovation, exemptions, and decentralized finance. Again, here's the conclusion. They're ready to usher in a new era of innovation and recalibrate their posture towards regulatory cooperation, which is all positive. And they want to essentially harmonize the framework because crypto, brand new technology, blockchain technology is going to play an important role in the near future. So that courtesy of Eleanor Turret, wanted to thank her and Michael Branch for those articles there. Guys, I also happen to see this from Soil. So this is an institutional grade yield protocol now coming natively to the XRP ledger. And guys, it's supported by Ripple and Securitize. They're building vaults that let you put RLUSD to work. So this is where we're going to see yield from our RLUSD from companies like this, Soil, building on the XRP ledger. And they're saying 7% fixed APR in RLUSD. So yield vaults are designed for those who want higher returns without needing liquidity straight away. Think stable yield, diversified exposure, professional management. 7%, notice 30 days plus a cooldown. What makes yield vaults unique? They deploy your RLUSD into a curated portfolio of quant crypto hedge funds. So fund of fund strategy, diversified across manager strategies and time horizons. In TradFi, this access is reserved only for institutions, but guys, I'm assuming this is now for retail. The strategies inside yield vaults are run by institutional grade quant managers. So market neutral strategies, low correlation, stable growth, directional quant strategies capture market upside. And so your capital is always professionally managed, not left idle. And so why a 30-day notice? Because it lets managers stay fully invested instead of holding cash, buffers for daily withdrawals. The result, though, equals more consistent returns that compound monthly. So this is what Soil is now offering. 7% APR institutional grade quant strategies, diversified and managed professionally. There is a 30-day notice and cooldown period. So a powerful option. I will link this in the description of the video if that's something you guys are interested in looking into. Here's another one from the Wrath of Kahneman. It's a funny business. This Capgemini, August 2025 document. So this is very recent, okay, just within the last few weeks. We know Capgemini is already a Ripple partner. But here, guys, they're claiming Western Union has already been working with Ripple to use XRP and USDC-based blockchain settlement in corridors such as Mexico, the Philippines, and Thailand. And here is the document. And this was released on the 30th of August, so just about 1 week ago. And if you notice down here, they mention, let me just bring it up here. They mention Western Union in this report, remittance, innovation, and global payments. Stablecoins are revolutionizing cross-border remittances. And then they give the Western Union example. Western Union, in partnership with Ripple, is trialing XRP and USDC-based blockchain settlement in corridors such as Mexico, the Philippines, and Thailand, reducing T+3 settlement times to real-time transfers. And then they mention also the MoneyGram partnership with Stellar. But this is interesting. I think, this is now just pointing to how we're going to see, a lot of these traditional companies jump on board. And, it seems like it's going to happen very, very quickly, all at once. I mean, just thinking back, it seems like just yesterday that Western Union was not interested in using Ripple and XRP at all. But, it's a complete 180. I mean, it's amazing how this stuff can change very, very fast just based on legislation, clear legislation, and, the fact that their peers are also jumping onto DLT technology. They can't be left behind because they've got to compete. So interesting to note that from just 1 week ago. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. So realistically, guys, is the best case scenario for XRP only $5 to $7? Well, here's one account from Benjamin Cowan on a podcast. Listen to this.
We're going to see prices with some alts, XRP to $8, Solana to $800, BNB to whatever dollars. And I feel like you had some of these charts that you were sharing around, the historical risk levels, where you were showing that if these alts, like these blue chip alts, how they're sometimes referred to, were to go up to these type of prices, it would just be way beyond any sort of risk level that they've ever reached historically. And maybe you can talk to these real quick, because I feel that's what a lot of people don't understand, especially like people who are just on social media and they're hearing like, okay, XRP to $8, it's possible, because Bitcoin has also rallied this much. So maybe if you could recalibrate some of that euphoria, that would be amazing as well.
Yeah, like if you look at XRP, it's always kind of topped out around that 0.9 to 1 risk level. And it's already gone to 0.8 to 0.9 risk. But to give you an idea, I would say that the best case scenario for XRP, assuming Bitcoin goes on a parabolic rally in Q4, best case scenario, as far as I see, is going to be like somewhere between $5 and $7, right? And I know that's going to hit people like a brick wall to hear that, especially if they're looking for a much higher XRP price. But people have to take into account market cap and whatnot. And I'm not trying to make the rules here. I'm just saying, look, based on what XRP has historically done, and assuming we have diminishing returns and whatnot, like that would be the price that would be the market cycle top.
So a bit of a rude awakening here from Benjamin Cowan. Is he correct? I mean, I hate to say it, but some of the things he's saying actually do make sense. What we're still waiting on, of course, is the real world utility. And again, this is why I have the Patreon, guys. I'm keeping an eye on these kinds of things exactly to make sure that we're not squandering an opportunity there and trading out of our XRP. If in fact it does only go between $5 to $7 per coin and then retraces back, because you got to think, even if XRP does go up, let's say it does reach, I don't know, let's call it, I don't know. What do you want to call it? What do you want to call it? Let's throw, I don't know. Let's just say, okay, from here, it can reach the top of that fib, and that is about $6.70. Now, do we want to squander this opportunity? We want to get to as high of this price as possible if, in fact, this is still a 4-year market cycle. And XRP does, let's say, decline another 85%. Okay, if it went back down 85%, that would bring us back in this level here where we saw a shelf, $1.09. And so, if we can cash out at $6.70, and let's say there is no real world utility for another few years and we have to buy back at $1.09, well, that's, one possibility here. Anyway, don't want to dwell on that too much. I talk more about that over there on the Patreon. You know where to join me. Here's some positive news. Today marks the first anniversary of Grayscale's XRP Trust. XRP is the native digital asset of the XRP ledger, built for fast and low-cost payments with emerging smart contract capabilities through the XRP ledger. That's the other thing we have to remember. More is being built all the time. So the demand for XRP is going to keep going up. Open for private placement for eligible accredited investors. Grayscale's NAV per share, that is $55.79. And you also have to remember, Grayscale has to hold 19.50660.867 XRP for every share that they sell. So they have to have XRP on hand. A lot of these products are the same, guys. Every single share of the Grayscale XRP Trust holds that amount, and it's soon to be a public ETF. So you got to think all these ETFs are coming online too. October is going to be an exciting month, really exceptional. So is $5 to $7 as high as we will get in this particular bull run? I know you don't want to think it is. I know you don't want to believe it. I don't know though, guys. It's still yet to be determined. Follow me, patreon.com/Working Money channel for more information on that. And for those of you merch junkies, check out the Working Money channel merch store if you guys are, I don't know, maybe thinking of supporting the channel in a different way. I have an assorted array of Working Money channel and XRP merch. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.